Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we are looking at a story currently dominating the sports world. A narrative so compelling it demands our absolute attention. We are standing on the precipice of a monumental clash in the heart of the California desert. It is the BNP Paribas Open at Indian Wells, affectionately known as the Fifth Grand Slam. Under the glaring lights of Stadium 1, a captivating drama is about to unfold. It is the round of 32. The atmosphere is electric. We are talking about the United States versus the Philippines. World number 4, the hometown hero, two-time Grand Slam champion Coco Gauff, taking on world number 32, the rising phenomenon, the pride of the Philippines, Alexandra Eala. This is not just a tennis match. This is a collision of trajectories, a study in pressure, and a testament to the global evolution of this sport. On one side of the net, we have Coco Gauff, a player who has lived in the blinding spotlight since she was 15 years old. She is an athletic marvel, a defensive mastermind who covers the court with a fluidity and speed that leaves opponents entirely demoralized. She carries the weight of American expectations, a burden she has learned to shoulder with remarkable grace. On the other side stands Alexandra Eala, 20 years old, a left-handed powerhouse who has quietly climbed the ranks, shattering glass ceilings for Southeast Asian tennis with every victory. She is backed by one of the most passionate and dedicated fan bases in all of professional sports. When Eala plays, an entire nation holds its breath. To understand the gravity of this moment, we have to look at the immediate context. This is a rematch. Less than a month ago, under the blazing sun of the Middle East, these two athletes squared off in the quarterfinals of the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships. It was their first meeting on the professional tour, a highly anticipated showdown that ended in a remarkably one-sided affair. Gauff dismantled Eala in straight sets, dropping only 2 games in a 69-minute masterclass. The scoreboard read 6-0, 6-2. A clinical performance by the American and a harsh learning experience for the Filipina star. But tennis is a sport of short memories and rapid adjustments. The conditions here at Indian Wells could not be more different from the lightning-fast courts of Dubai. The desert air is thin. The ball flies off the strings, but the court surface itself is notoriously gritty and slow. It grips the ball. It rewards patience and demands heavy topspin and superhuman endurance. It forces you to construct points meticulously, hitting 3, 4, or 5 extra balls to win a single exchange. For Gauff, the slow surface is a fortress, giving her extra fractions of a second to track down impossible shots and turn defense into devastating offense. For Eala, whose game relies on taking the ball early and flattening ground strokes to rob opponents of time, this surface presents a distinct and formidable puzzle. Yet Eala comes in battle-tested and emotionally galvanized. Just 48 hours ago, she survived a grueling 3-hour midnight marathon against Diana Schneider, a match that pushed her to absolute physical and mental limits. She saved match points. She battled through exhaustion. And she did it with the deafening support of a massive Filipino contingent in the stands, turning a chilly California night into a roaring home court advantage. That victory propelled her into the top 32, securing a seed and proving she possesses the grit to survive the deepest trenches of professional tennis. Gauff, meanwhile, had a far from perfect opening round. She faced Kamila Rakimova and found herself in a gritty, uncomfortable battle. Gauff's serve, historically both her greatest weapon and her most unpredictable liability, betrayed her at crucial moments. She double-faulted repeatedly, gifting away free points and allowing her opponent to dictate the rhythm. Gauff managed to claw out of trouble, winning 6-3, 7-6, relying on her athleticism and mental fortitude. So here we are. A player seeking redemption against a player seeking consistency. A clash of styles. A battle of continents. A stadium divided. Today we are going to dive deep into the mechanics of this matchup. We will analyze the serve and return dynamics that will decide the outcome. We will break down the psychological warfare of playing inside a packed and divided Stadium 1. We will examine the tactical adjustments Eala absolutely must make to avoid a Dubai repeat and the vulnerabilities Gauff must patch up as she pushes toward the title. Settle in, because this is the deep dive you have been waiting for. Let us start by dissecting the tactical realities, beginning with the single most important shot in tennis, the serve. In Dubai, Gauff's serve was the primary engine of her dominance. She was untouchable on first delivery, winning 80% of those points and consistently pushing Eala deep behind the baseline. Gauff's serve when firing is a terrifying weapon. She can hit the flat bomb down the tee, and she possesses a heavily disguised kick serve out wide that bounces viciously above the shoulder. A nightmare for any opponent, but particularly tricky for a left-hander trying to protect her weaker wing. However, as we saw in Gauff's opening round against Rakimova, her serve is experiencing severe turbulence. In that match, Gauff committed 10 double faults. At the highest level of professional tennis, donating 10 free points in a two-set match is a recipe for disaster. The issue seems to stem from a slight hitch in her ball toss, a mechanical inconsistency that creeps in under pressure. When the toss is too low or drifts too far left, Gauff is forced to muscle the ball into the box, losing natural fluidity and generating unpredictable spin. For Eala, this vulnerability is the key to the entire match. Eala is not the most explosive returner on tour. She prefers to block the ball back, relying on depth rather than pace. But if Gauff is rolling in second serves at 80 miles per hour just to avoid another double fault, Eala must step inside the baseline and punish those deliveries. She cannot afford passivity against a wounded serve. She must target Gauff's forehand side to immediately put the American on the defensive. In Dubai, Eala won a meager 27% of points on return. If that number does not drastically improve tonight, the match will be over before it truly begins. On the flip side, Eala's serve is currently the weakest link in her formidable arsenal. Being a lefty gives her the swinging slice out wide on the ad court, pulling right-handed players off the sideline. But Eala lacks explosive power. Her first serve rarely tops 105 miles per hour, and her second serve often sits up perfectly in the strike zone. Against Schneider on Friday, Eala constantly struggled to hold, relying on her baseline defense to bail her out. Against Gauff, that strategy is not viable. Gauff is arguably the most lethal returner of second serves in the world. If Eala floats one into the middle of the box, Gauff will step in and violently redirect it down the line. To survive, Eala must serve at Gauff's body to cramp her swing and occasionally throw in a flat delivery down the tee. She cannot out-hit Gauff on serve, so she must outthink her. Moving to the baseline, this match presents a fascinating stylistic contrast. Gauff's game is built on elite athleticism and near-impenetrable defense. Her backhand is one of the finest shots in the modern game, a fluid two-handed weapon she can strike with profound pace and pinpoint accuracy from anywhere on the court. Her forehand has improved significantly, but it remains susceptible under pressure. Gauff's primary strategy on the slow Indian Wells hard court will be heavy looping topspin, pushing Eala deep into the corners and engaging her in grinding rallies that drain Eala's legs and lungs. Eala, conversely, wants to keep the point short. She hits a remarkably flat ball, especially off the backhand, taking it early and robbing opponents of time. When locked in, her baseline strikes resemble lasers, skimming low over the net and skidding off the surface. We saw this in Miami when she shocked the world by defeating IGA Swiatek, driving through the court relentlessly. But replicating that at Indian Wells is harder. The gritty surface slows flat shots, giving a phenomenal mover like Gauff that extra half-second to reset. To counteract this, Eala must execute a high-risk game plan. She cannot settle into cross-court exchanges because Gauff wins that battle 9 times out of 10. Eala must redirect the ball down the line, using her left-handed forehand to drag the American off the court and step in to take the next ball early. It requires pristine timing and absolute fearlessness. We also have to factor in the physical toll of this tournament. Eala is coming off a 3-hour emotionally draining victory that ended near midnight. Residual fatigue and nervous exhaustion from that monumental win cannot be ignored. The desert climate is brutal. The dry air saps moisture from the body, and the demands of playing on this abrasive surface are immense. Gauff, having played a straight sets match earlier, holds a distinct physical advantage. She is fresher, more physically robust, and she knows how to manage energy in these conditions. If this match reaches a third set, the physical math heavily favors the American. But beyond the shots and conditioning, there is the undeniable psychological warfare that will play out under the Stadium 1 lights. Gauff is the hometown favorite. She is the face of American tennis, expected by the media and public to reach the latter stages of every tournament. That pressure is a double-edged sword. It can elevate a player to greatness but also slowly suffocate them. When Gauff struggles and her serve deserts her, she can retreat into frustration and tightness. Eala faces a different kind of pressure entirely. She carries the hopes of the Philippines, a nation that has embraced her as a national treasure. The Filipino fans who travel to Indian Wells are legendary for their passion. They bring flags, chant in unison, and create an atmosphere closer to a World Cup match than a country club tennis tournament. Eala feeds completely off this energy. Tonight, Stadium 1 will be a divided house. Gauff will have the casual American fan loudly in her corner. Eala will have a smaller but intensely concentrated and deafeningly loud contingent fighting for every point. For Eala, the mental challenge is erasing the memory of that brutal 6-0, 6-2 loss. She must believe Dubai was an anomaly. For Gauff, it is entirely about self-regulation, playing the ball and not the occasion. Let us look at the broader implications. We are witnessing a real generational shift on the WTA Tour. Players like Gauff, who broke out as teenagers, are now the established veterans at just 21. A secondary wave of talent featuring players like Eala is pushing through the gates. A victory for Eala tonight would not just be an upset. It would be a seismic event, signaling her transition from promising prospect to legitimate top-tier contender. For Gauff, a victory is simply expected, a necessary stepping stone toward the title. But a loss to a player she dismantled just weeks ago would raise serious questions about her consistency and her ability to adapt when a lower-ranked opponent is playing out of their mind. To summarize the tactical picture, if you are watching tonight, pay close attention to the very first game. Watch Gauff's ball toss on serve. Is it high and into the court, allowing her to accelerate fully through the ball? Or is it low and drifting left, forcing her to muscle it over the net? Watch Eala's positioning on return. Is she 10 feet behind the baseline passively waiting, or crowding the line ready to attack the second serve? Watch the cross-court backhand exchanges. Who is dictating depth? Who blinks first and tries to redirect down the line? The player who controls the center of the baseline and executes on second serves will win this match. As we close out this deep dive, we are left with a profound sense of anticipation. This is the beauty of professional sports. You can analyze the statistics, study the head-to-head records, and map out every tactical pathway to victory. But you can never truly account for the human element. You cannot quantify the willpower of an athlete fighting for national pride. You cannot predict how a slow hard court will affect the balance of a crucial break point. And you certainly cannot measure the weight of the air inside Stadium 1 when 10,000 people hold their breath at exactly the same moment. Coco Gauff represents the gold standard of modern tennis athleticism. She is a wall that forces opponents to hit impossible shots just to stay alive. If she finds her serve, eliminates the double faults that plagued her previous round, and uses her extraordinary movement to shrink the court, she will likely dictate this match from start to finish. Her experience in high-stakes night session environments is vastly superior. She knows how to manage adrenaline spikes, weather the inevitable storms, and close out a match once the finish line comes into view. But Alexandra Eala is playing with house money. She has already achieved something monumental by reaching the third round after that grueling battle. She has locked in a top 32 ranking. She has electrified her fan base across the globe. She has absolutely nothing to lose and everything in the world to gain. If she can step onto that court tonight, erase the memory of Dubai, serve smartly to the body, and unleash her flat penetrating ground strokes with fearless precision, she has the ball-striking ability to make Coco Gauff very, very uncomfortable. Whatever happens tonight in the California desert, this match is already a victory for the global reach of tennis. A superstar from Florida facing off against a rising icon from the Philippines, battling it out under the lights in front of a worldwide audience. It is a testament to the sport's incredible diversity and its power to bring us all together. I will be watching every single point, charting the tactical shifts and analyzing the emotional ebbs and flows. When the final ball is struck and the dust settles on Stadium 1, we will know who has survived this brutal test of wills and advanced to the round of 16 at the BNP Paribas Open. Thank you so much for joining me for this comprehensive breakdown. If you enjoyed this level of tactical analysis and deep diving into the sport we all love, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Let me know in the comments who you think will emerge victorious tonight. Will Gauff's defense and experience reign supreme? Or will Eala's fearless shot-making pull off the upset of the tournament? Sound off below. Until next time, enjoy the match.